well, or you'll get your money back. Go to
Morning, everyone.
mypillow.com, click on the radio listener special, use my promo code USA, get 2 MyPillow premium pillows for the price of one, or call 1-800-951-8175. Get the best sleep of your life and do it now.
Massive May Day marches happened across the globe. USA Radio's Wendy King has some examples.
Today is May Day, and there were marches across the world. A rare sight during the pandemic, large and closely packed crowds with marchers striding shoulder to shoulder. May Day is the International Labor Day, the annual celebration of workers' rights. In France, thousands took to the streets, sometimes scuffling with police. In Germany and in Bosnia, where rallies were allowed, workers vented their concerns over jobs and protections. In Indonesia, thousands voiced anger at a new jobs law that critics fear will reduce severance pay. Protesters in Jakarta laid mock graves on the street to symbolize hopelessness. Also in Istanbul, riot police stopped many from reaching the main plaza. In Rio de Janeiro, thousands of demonstrators rallied at Copacabana Beach. There were also protests in Brasilia and other cities. From the USA Radio News Pacific Northwest Bureau, I'm Wendy King.
Medina Spirit won the 147th Kentucky Derby on Saturday night. Trainer Bob Baffert picked up his 7th Derby win, the most wins by a trainer for the event. It's the trainer's 2nd consecutive Derby victory. Last year, his 4th Authentic earned the win. More than 51,000 were in attendance for the event after the venue had no fans in the 2020 race due to the pandemic. For USA Radio News, I'm Brandon Gunzel.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVBF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Weekend Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro News, here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Middleboro in Review. And today is May the 2nd. Today is May 2nd, 2021. We are in a new month. It's the month of May. And we have a busy show for you today. We have some sports updates. We have some Middleboro updates, of course. And some South Coast rail updates as well. The new school is open. We will talk about that a little bit later on in the show as well. So we have a lot to get to today. But first, let's say good morning to Don.
Good morning, Joey. Wasn't yesterday a beautiful day?
Yeah, today today and yesterday are beautiful days.
Today ain't done yet, but
today is not done yet, but it's supposed to be beautiful out.
It was beautiful yesterday.
Yes.
Didn't start out that. It looked like it was going to be kind of cold and rainy. It turned out to be a real nice day. A little breezy, but not too hot. Starting to see some nice weather come around here. People out cutting their grass and planting their flowers and doing their thing. So that's good. And all the yards are looking good. All the purple flowers are popping up, whatever they're called. I don't know flowers. But the purple ones are popping up, and there's some white ones popping up. And we got a purple flower right outside. You see the purple flower right outside that window there?
I do.
Well, it's a bush, so it tells you how much I know, but it's pretty. I'm not sure if that's a rhododendron or not, but I know what a rhododendron looks like, but that's about it. I'm always getting caught up in them when I try and fill it all out in the springtime.
I want to say good morning to everyone who's on the Facebook. Scott tuning in. Scott from Georgia tuning in. Good morning, Scott. How are you? So, like I said, we have a busy show for you today. The weather first. We always try to do the weather first. Currently, 55 degrees. 55. right now. 76 for the high, and that is in Middleboro. Cloudy today. There might be some sun. I'm not sure, but there is clouds in the forecast for today. Tomorrow, 67 degrees and partly sunny. Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, we are looking at rain, low 60s for the high. 54 for the high in Taunton, 54 right now and 77 for the high. I keep getting that mixed up. But Taunton has 77 for the high today, 54 currently. And same weather for the week. Driscoll, Texas, 68 currently, 93 for the high. Some fog in the forecast, for the whole day, it seems like. It probably will break at some point. But it's supposed to get into the 90s, 93 degrees today. It's getting up there. We're in May, and that's right around the time where it gets really hot in Texas. So Driscoll, Texas, 68 right now. Driscoll, North Dakota, 50 degrees currently, 64 for the high today, and rain in the forecast. That is Driscoll, North Dakota. All right, we have South Coast Rail update. Let's do the South Coast Rail first thing here. So South Coast Rail, it's been a couple of weeks since we talked about South Coast Rail. About a month, I think. I'm not sure the last time we talked about it. Phase 1, the early action construction, it's pretty much complete. There may be some culvert replacements that take place up until next month. They may already be done. So phase 1 of the early construction there, that is done, or almost done there. Early action building demolition, that has been done. The main line construction update, and that is going on still. We are in the May. We are finishing up the April week, the April 28th through May 2nd week, and May 3rd tomorrow, which is Monday. Track work at the Middleboro layover yard at 65 West Clark Street will be taking place, or have taken place. Next week, the contractor will work continuously on the railroad right of way in Fall River. Location of the work: the installation of track south of Weaver Street to Cove Street in Fall River. Dates and hours of the work: 24 hours a day beginning 7 a.m. Wednesday, April 28th until 5 a.m. May the 3rd, so tomorrow. It's supposed to be done. To prepare for this track work, the contractor will need to export material off the tracks to 2 designated stockpile locations for the project on a Summit and Fall River. It is expected these overnight stockpile deliveries will occur every few weeks. And that is 11 Campanelli Drive, a Summit, and the Weaver Cove layover facility, 2680 North Main Street, Fall River. All right, so that is that update there. The Middleboro Secondary and New Bedford Main Line update. This week and next, the contractor will continue to install erosion controls along the right-of-way from the new Middleboro Station site to the East Taunton site. Tree clearing has now begun along the right-of-way from East Taunton Station site heading south. Other work includes ground surveys, site preparations, sheet pile, wall installation, drainage and utility installation, equipment, material, and soil deliveries occurring at the station and layover sites along the railroad right-of-way from Middleboro to New Bedford. This week, the contractor continues the installation of steel sheeting for retaining walls in the railroad right-of-way from I-495 in Middleboro to Old Colony Avenue in Taunton. Tree cutting along the railroad corridor will be necessary for construction. Location of that work: new Middleboro Station site, which is 161 South Main Street in Middleboro. East Taunton site, which is 1141 County Street in Taunton. And the Middleboro Secondary and New Bedford Main Line right of way. And there is another location in New Bedford also as well. And also Fall River, the railroad right-of-way access road off Horizon Way in Fall River. The contractor is installing an access road off Horizon Way in Fall River upon a final approval. The work zone will be secured to deter outside access. This week and next, the contractor will continue to perform ground surveys, install drainage and utilities, install erosion controls, and material and equipment deliveries are occurring as well. The contractor will also install micropiles at Collins Street Bridge in Fall River. There will be a 24-hour delay / detour at Collins Street. Residents and users of the O'Connell Boat Yard can expect access to River Street to be limited to Clark Street only. This detour has been extended to May the 14th. As part of the Fall River Depot construction, the contractor is installing support for excavation along Pierce Street in Fall River. Vehicles using Pierce Street along Duval Street and Dyer Street can expect single-lane closures starting on the 3rd. So that is coming up tomorrow. Retaining wall construction, and there is steel sheeting being installed in the railroad right-of-way from Brightman Lumber to the Ashland Chemical Plant in Freetown. Installation of soldier piles for retaining walls in the vicinity of the Freetown Station site is also continuing. So that is the update for South Coast Rail. That is a lot to get to. Don, your thoughts on all of this information? It was quite a lot to take in.
Yeah, it seems like they have a big list every time you talk about it.
I try to read the most important parts, which is most of it. Most of it's important.
You
So
got a breath over there?
a little bit. It's a lot to get to.
I guess so. I mean, if it makes it sound good, I just want to, when was that supposed to be done, by 23?
2023. Yes, I think they said December of 2023.
December, huh?
I think so.
That's nice, huh?
I'm not sure.
They always say December.
I'm not sure if they moved it up or
Never be
anything.
May
I don't know.
Or April. I always have to be December.
But yeah, that is the South Coast Rail update. It is a lot.
We should go down
always
and take a look-see. But, I mean, a lot of the
to get to.
track work is behind the scenes, and you can't really see much of it because it's, it's on the right-of-way, and it's obviously you can't be walking around the railroad tracks because they're active freight lines still. And another thing, too, which most people don't realize, well, maybe some people realize, maybe some people don't, that they have to keep those lines going because they're active freight lines. That's they can still use those freight lines coming out of Fall River, New Bedford, and even that's the the main line through Taunton. Everything goes up through Taunton and out through Attleboro. So they keep that in mind. They got to keep the tracks. They just can't rip all the tracks up. It'd be easy to rip them all up and put everything. They'd be able to move quicker, but they have to keep the existing infrastructure maintained.
Yeah.
So they got to work around that.
All right, 7:19. We're going to take a quick commercial break. You are listening to Middleboro Review on 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. We're here at 14 Church Green, Taunton, Massachusetts. Also, we're on TuneIn, WVBF 1530, and you'll find us. We're on YouTube, Middleboro in Review. You'll find us there, and Middleboro in Review on Facebook as well. And the Audio Now number is 605-562-7958. Again, 605 562-7958. Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review for May the 2nd, 2021. Good. All right, 7:20, right on time with the commercials today. That's what we want to be. Right on time with commercials.
Williams Trading Post, serving the residents of Middleboro since 1949, is a proven garden center and antique shop. They have everything you need for the spring months. They sell garden supplies, fruit trees, hanging baskets, and much more. They are open Monday to Wednesday, 10 to 5, Thursday through Sunday, 9 to 5. Visit them at 556 Wareham Street or call 508-947-1598.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association of combat veterans from all branches of the United States Armed Forces who ride motorcycles as a hobby. Our mission is to support those who have defended our country and freedoms. Our focus is to help veteran care facilities provide a warm meal, clothing, shelter, and guidance, or simply to say thank you and welcome home. We have members from nearly all 50 states and living abroad. Many members continue to serve in our armed forces, with several serving in combat areas now. We sponsor and or participate in many motorcycle-related charity events each year, and as a non-profit organization, donate to various veteran care facilities and veteran charities. To learn more about the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association and how you can join or support, please visit cvma2-2.org.
Hi, this is Ray Brown, inviting you to tune in to Talkin' Birds, a show about wild birds, birding, and conservation, right here on WVBF, broadcasting from the Taunton Federal Credit Union Studios at 14 Church Lane. Join us for informative interviews and fun information about birds and birding. It's Talkin' Birds, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sunday mornings at 9, here on WVBF, AM 1530 and 99.7 FM.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car. They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies. You can reach them at 508-583-1495. They are open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583-1495.
What was
Hi,
that?
this is Jim Locken. Hope you can join me every Sunday from noon to 2 o'clock here on WBBF, The Sounds of the Emerald Isle. We'll have some great Irish music, some folk, traditional, country, and contemporary.
Something popped up with the,
singers in the studio
I don't know.
to make you laugh
Sort of
with
thing
Irish
popped up.
comedy. That's
The
Sunday
computer
from
comes
noon
to-
Yeah, it's some security thing or whatever.
Yeah, it goes to the thing, goes to the radio.
Yeah, there's some sort of noise that goes to the computer. I don't know why that does that. Whatever.
You just get the Nicaragua mother the next hour, right?
Next break. Yes. Alright, let me get your thing back up. We are back here. And we're back here on Middleboro in Review. It is May 2nd, 2021. And it is a very cloudy, but it's starting to get sunny day here. I see the sun peeking out of the clouds here outside of our Taunton Federal Credit Union Studios at 14 Church Green, Taunton, Massachusetts. So that is a good thing. The sun is popping out. So we're going to get to the new school update here in a minute. But this is something I want to mention. The True Buddy Bench will be dedicated on May the 7th. A dedication ceremony for the True Buddy Bench at the Middleboro Memorial Early Childhood Center will be held on Friday, May 7th at 5 p.m., which is National Children's Mental Health Awareness Day. The bench will be dedicated in the name of Middleboro Public Schools employee Renee True. The bench is located in the preschool community garden behind the MECC. And that will be May 7th, Friday, May 7th at 5 p.m. The True Buddy Bench will be dedicated on May the 7th. I wanted to mention that story. I looked at that story yesterday. I just noticed it yesterday. So I wanted to mention it. And very important story there to mention. So, Don, thoughts?
The buddy bench, huh?
The Buddy Bench, yes.
That's awesome.
So
That's a good. I'm glad you noticed that. That's important to mention stuff like that. Small little, things like that. It's important in life, I believe.
Yeah.
Sometimes the big picture isn't so big unless you have the small things filling it in my opinion.
Yeah.
You need the small things to fill in the big picture, in my opinion. So it's important that people just take the time to realize that, I think, in life. After what we've gone through with COVID and all the everything that we've gone through as far as suffering, I think people need to look at life more differently, I think. That's my opinion. But who am I, right?
So, a story we missed a couple of weeks ago. We had a couple of guests on the past couple of weeks, so we missed this story. But I want to mention it now. The Middleboro Police Department has received an MPAC certification status. Chief Joseph Perkins is pleased to announce that the Middleboro Police Department has achieved state certification from the Massachusetts Police Accreditation Commission on Wednesday, the 31st of March. The usual in-person ceremony has been canceled because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The department proactively committed to the certification process in December of 2018 when the department moved into its new police facility. It is a self-initiated evaluation process by which police departments strive to meet and maintain the highest standards of law enforcement. Certification is considered the best measure of a police department against the established best practices around the country. Certification means the department is committed to meeting professional standards. The department is willing to be assessed regularly by commission-appointed assessors to confirm compliance with professional standards, and the department agrees to correct deficiencies discovered during the assessment to establish or re-establish compliance with standards. The voluntary MPAC program requires that departments meet 159 mandatory standards. 159 mandatory standards to attain certification. Standards include maintaining up-to-date policies on jurisdiction and mutual aid, collection and preservation of evidence, communications, working conditions, crime analysis, community involvement, financial management, and internal affairs, juvenile operations, patrol administration, public information, records, traffic training, drug enforcement, and victim witness assistance. So that is a very good. That's very good news for the Middleboro Police Department receiving this certification. Your thoughts, Don?
Well, the Middleboro Police Department's professional anyway, in my opinion. I'm not sure if they need it. I don't think they need to be monitored. That's what it sounds like to me. They got to be monitored, but
159 things that they have to follow,
well,
which is a lot. a
Well,
whole lot.
I feel they've always been following that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if it isn't broke, why fix it, I think. I mean, there's always improvements, but I don't know. I think the Middleborough Police Department is professional, just like most police departments in the area are professional. Most police officers are professional. So I feel if you have a problem, you call up. The police, they gotta come and help you. They're the only people you call. Well, you can call to come help. Think about it. Think about it, John.
Yeah.
They show up. You know, with all the, with everything they take as far as criticism and all the bad press and all the negativity, they still show up. They still will help you. They'll run in a burning building and pull a kid out. They'll do all that, in my opinion. You know, and everyone has a different attitude, and when personalities are different. That's something we as Americans need to deal with as far as interacting with people. So sometimes you don't want to fly off on a handle because somebody kind of gave you an attitude because he could have just came from a horrific accident 15 minutes earlier and your emotions are flying. I worked with a firefighter, his name was Eddie, and he told me some stories. He told me some crazy stories of pulling children out of burnt houses, you know, lifeless children. So if you dealt with that 15, 20 minutes ago, I don't think you could be on Mr. Guy Smiley 20 minutes later dealing with another situation. So people need to keep that in mind because you don't know what they go through. Same with the state police, they're out there maintaining. And you drive down the highway, and in any given sense, you can see how many people are driving crazy. You know, clowns, I call them. Clowns who drive 90 miles an hour, weaving in and out of traffic. But it's the state police who have to witness the horrific accidents, the rollovers, decapitations, people, you know, their last breath, dying in their arms day after day over stuff that's, you know, incompetence as far as safety in people's vehicles, bald tires, to not taking care of your front end of your car, you know, tire falling off or front end piece breaking and then losing all control and rolling it to the point of people weaving in and out of traffic doing 95 miles an hour, not paying attention, texting. So you gotta walk a mile, you know, you gotta walk a mile in someone's shoes before you criticize. And I really believe people need to step back. Because if I called the police, if you attacked me, you came over and you started attacking me on the other side, started slapping me around in the studio, I could call the police. They'd come. Alright? They'd come and they'd help me. So, people need to keep that in mind. And as far as the Middleborough Police Department, Joseph Perkins, Chief, impressive. I met him. I remember when he was going up for chief, everything he said floored me. I think we got a great chief. I think we got a great group of officers. I think Middleborough municipality, they're all hard workers. They're all good people. And the town runs pretty smooth, I think. I mean, there's you know, there's always bad apples here and there, but far and few between, I think. So I'm glad they got that award. They deserve, you know, it's not an award, it's certification, right?
Yes, the certification.
Oh,
Yeah.
they'll meet it. You know why they'll meet it? You know, hands down, because they've always been working professionally. It's nothing new. It's not going to be hard for them to do.
Yeah.
Period. It's not going to be hard for them to do because it's business as usual. That's it. It's business as usual. So, but I mean, they put money towards monitoring the police. Why don't they? I wish they could put that money towards something else that people need, I think. But I don't know, I'm not really into it. Maybe it's a good idea. You know, it's pretty good that they got it, but they'll shine like they always do. Like most of the police departments around here, they're all good. East Bridgewater, I know a lot of officers in East Bridgewater, Abington. They're all good, decent people, and they'll come and help you if you need them. And you have to look at it that way.
Okay, 7:34. I got an update on some blood drives. So Halifax has a blood drive coming up. Their next blood drive is Friday, June the 4th. And that will be from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It will take place at the Halifax Town Hall. 499 Plymouth Street, Halifax. And that's not the only date it will be taking place. The next dates after the June 4th one, Friday, August the 6th, Friday, August 15th, and Friday, August 6th, Friday, October 15th, and Friday, November 19th. I just want to make sure. I just want to correct myself there. I don't know if I said August twice, but whatever. Friday, all of those will be taking place on a Friday. And they'll all be taking place from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So, again, June 4th, which is the next one, August 6th, October 15th, November 19th. Give blood is very important, especially during this time to give blood. Very important that you do so if you are able to.
And it's good that you mentioned it on this program because people know, especially Middleboro, out in our neck of the woods. Halifax is right up the street.
Halifax is about a little less than 10 minutes from where I live.
Yeah, East Middleboro, actually, 4H area. So yeah, I'd say that'd be good. And you reminded people, anybody who might tune into the show, you still reminded them. So, I mean, I'm sure you'll mention it next week. You keep mentioning it, I guess.
I'll mention it a couple more times before the June 4th one. And then I'll just keep mentioning them. And there is more coming up after that.
Well, you were doing the same thing last year before you put those commercials together for the Middleboro, for the food pantry.
Yes, and it was really important that, we talk about these things because they're there for people.
Right.
To take advantage of,
You just gotta keep
to take in and take
right.
full advantage of what you have available.
It's the keys to success, I think. I remember in the 80s, I'm not gonna mention it's a furniture company in the area. They played commercial after commercial after commercial. They did not stop. After a while, I was just ready to wring my own neck listening to them. It's just commercial after commercial. But it worked because this furniture store turned into a huge, huge, huge furniture store. And I think they did a lot of advertising. They did advertising everywhere, from BZ to RKO to everywhere. Mostly radio in the 80s when it started out, but I swear to God, they had a advertising budget that I think they just knew that you just keep advertising. After a while, it just sinks into people. It just does not, especially people listen to the bigger AM stations, but people listen to this station every day. But if you keep just advertising, it just, after a while, it's just embedded into people's memories, period. So this furniture company just saturated the airwaves with their commercials. And they were just pretty much radio commercials. It wasn't mostly TV, but they're huge now. They're huge. They're a huge, huge company now. And I think they did a lot of BZ, I remember that, but RKO and all the other AM stations, mostly. But then they went into FM with most love. But I see more people who are going to buy things, in my opinion, listen to AM radio than FM. I think FM is just, you listen to the music, and as soon as you hear the commercial, you just tune it out. So, but maybe not all the way, but I think AM is really, that's why stations really do well in advertising to this day. Listen to AM, so.
All right, 7:39, we'll take another commercial break. You're listening to Middleboro Review, 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. On a beautiful Sunday morning, the first Sunday in May 2nd, 2021. We'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review.
Geronimo Landscape Supply, located
Hey,
at
Lois, what's up?
457
Just
Warrior
texting, huh?
Street in Middleboro, Massachusetts, just off of Route 28 and 495, is the place to go. All your landscaping needs. They
Who's on
supply
the,
stone, mulch,
Who's on
firewood,
Facebook today? Scott.
Just Scott is on today.
They also have
He still on?
certified
Yes, hi,
ground
Scott.
wood chips. Call 508-947-5363 to order
Scotty.
schedule a delivery.
How is everything in Georgia? Is everything opening up
Dude, you
down where
good
you
job.
are?
The COVID-19 vaccines can be our chance to get back to our plans. Who we are. What we miss. To get back to each other. To life. But it's okay to have questions. Like, how
We have a date up here of August 1st for a full reopening of the state. New York City or New York, I don't know if it's New York City or if it's the state of New York, has a reopening date of July 1st, I believe I was hearing
protecting yourself. Also
the other day.
protect the people
So,
around you.
light is at the end of the tunnel with
You wanna talk about your vaccination?
the closings.
Information and
Ah,
I would.
I don't wanna. I really don't wanna. I don't really care. I don't wanna.
Combat Veteran
But it
Motorcycle
was a good
Association.
experience.
It is. It was, but I don't want to talk about it because I have more important things to talk about.
Ride motorcycles.
I still have sports to get to, and I still have some other things to get to.
But you give me the microphone and I chew up all your time, right?
That's fine.
Facilities provide a warm meal, clothing,
I have more stuff to get to.
or simply to say
I'll talk about it next week.
welcome home.
That's no big deal.
Nearly all 50 states and living abroad.
I just don't want to talk about it today because I have other things to talk about.
With several serving in combat areas now.
All right.
We sponsor and or participate in many motorcycle-related charity events each year. And as a non-profit organization, donate to various veteran care facilities.
Talk
and
about the,
charities. To learn
You want to talk about
Veteran Motorcycle Association and how
Amtrak a little bit? 50th anniversary.
Please visit cvma2-2.org.
Okay. 163. Bam.
St. Vincent de Paul of Sacred Heart Church in Middleboro serves the residents of the towns of Middleboro, Lakeville, Carver, and Rochester. Our base of operations is at the lower level of the parish hall on Oak Street, directly across the street from Sacred Heart Church in downtown Middleboro.
Talk about Tony.
At this time, we serve
Tuesday, right?
approximately 500 families in our service area.
Yeah, I'll mention it. I'll do a little program schedule here in a sec
Yeah.
when we get back here.
But I want to give Tony a hurrah for being back on the airways.
Utilities
People
and
miss
rent
it.
assistance.
Yeah.
Agency referrals, clothing and furniture vouchers, and temporary lodging. For more information, go to svdbmiddleboro.org. May the good Lord bless you and keep you safe.
Both tripping over our words today.
That's okay. All right. 3, 2, 1, and we are back. 7:43 a.m. currently. So what do we have coming up for our program schedule? Well, after today, we have
After your show.
after our show today,
Middleboro Review.
we have we have Bread of Life after the news plays at 8. So at 8:05 when the news is over, Tunnel Vision was the name. Is going to be the name of the program for Bread of Life today. At 8:30, the Rosary. 9 o'clock, Talking Birds. Great program, an informative program about everything birding. At 9:30, Keys of the Kingdom. 10 o'clock, All on God with Edna Isaac. At 11 o'clock, Musical Odyssey. At 12, Jim Larkin brings Sound of the Emerald Isle. And at 2 o'clock, Stand Up Strong with Ed Miller and Tony Branch finishes off the Sunday. Monday, our usual programming for Monday. Chris will be on the air doing the news. And also Jim DuPont will be on the air doing his 2-hour program. On Tuesday, Tony Lopes will be on the air doing the news.
You know, spring has sprung when Tony Lopes is back in town. He's back on the radio. Because he's the voice of Taunton. He's been on the radio for 35. I'm looking at oh, someone moved the book. Where did his book go? I had it's laying
It's
down.
there.
I bought 2 copies. I bought a copy for myself, and I bought a copy for the station, so I could look at it. We need to stand that up. I want to look at it. I like looking at that. But he's the voice of Taunton, and it's just, I'm sure to a lot of people, he's back on the air again. It's like spring. It's breath of fresh air.
He's doing it. He's doing the news, plus he's doing his own program as well on
He's gonna
on
be
the Tuesdays.
What, till all day, right? Not all day from 7
I believe
to,
it's 7 to 12. Yes, I
7 to
believe
12
it's
or
7 to
so?
12.
Okay, right.
7 to 12. Oh, no,
No, 7 to 11.
I think it might be 7 to 12 actually.
Oh, really? The extra hour?
It might be.
Doesn't all right.
I
Alright.
thought I heard that. Maybe
Jim's
maybe
off,
it
right?
might be 7
Jim's
to 12.
off, right?
I don't know. Yes, Jim
Okay,
is
so
off.
He might be running
Tuesday.
though. Yeah, whatever. And then
Okay.
you 12 o'clock you do the veteran show, right?
12 o'clock will be the veteran show. Yes.
Okay, and you'll be doing that, right?
And then Wednesday, regular programming on Wednesdays and Thursdays and every single day here on WBBF. Tune in. A lot of great programming here.
I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities as far as businesses as we come out of the pandemic and the state starts to open. A lot of companies trying to jumpstart their businesses probably going to go turn to radio, in my opinion, because I think a lot of people will listen to like AM stations like this, small little shows that people tend to like. It's not for everybody, but if you don't get political, talk politics, I think people like that because everyone's had it with politics and just had it. So we tend to stray away from that, and I think there's more things to talk about that. If you want politics, I don't know. You can, I'm sure you'll find it at some point, but you'll find it there.
It has been an interesting week in sports. Yesterday was the Kentucky Derby. Kentucky Derby is back in May. It is back. It was in not the month of May last year. I'm not sure. I think it was in October. I'm not 100% sure. Either October or it was in June. I'm not 100% sure. I gotta look back. But it is in May this year. It took place yesterday. And Medina Spirit won the Kentucky Derby. Bob Baffert, the trainer, that is his second straight victory, Kentucky Derby victory, and it is his 7th Kentucky Derby victory, the most of any trainer. So congratulations to Bob Baffert. In the NFL draft, Trevor Lawrence went number 1 to the Jacksonville Jaguars, as the Jacksonville Jaguars are looking to rebuild after a horrible season last year with the quarterback of their future, Trevor Lawrence. And also they have a new coach there as well, Urban Meyer, the legendary Urban Meyer, the college football coach, great. He has several championships to his name in college football, and he's looking to turn the Jacksonville Jaguars around, and Trevor Lawrence is a good first step. The Patriots drafted a quarterback of the future. Mac Jones out of Alabama was drafted 15th overall. It's the first quarterback picked in the first round since Drew Bledsoe in 1993. So it has been a very long time. It has been 28 years since we drafted a quarterback in the first round. And Mac Jones has drawn comparisons to Tom Brady. Time will tell. on that, but I think it's a good pick for them. Another big pick that is getting a lot of people talking is Christian Barmore, the defensive lineman out of Alabama as well. So some great picks for the Patriots. NASCAR continues their season today at 3 p.m. Brad Keselowski is on the pole, and William Byron starts second in a race that's very important. It is in Kansas today. The Cup Series race at Kansas today at 3 p.m. The standings there is Denny Hamilton. Or Denny Hamilton, sorry, not Danny Hamilton. It's Denny Hamilton. All right, it's Denny Hamilton, yes. He is winning currently the Cup race, the Cup standings. If the season ended today, he would be the series champion. He has 446 points. That is about 87 points higher than Martin Truex Jr. And in the Truck Series, my favorite NASCAR series, Kyle Busch picked up a victory yesterday in Kansas, the Truck Series in Kansas. He picked up a victory in overtime, outlasting Ross Chastain, who finished second. John Hunter Nemechek with 320 points and 2 wins and 5 top 10s, 5 top 5s, actually. 320 points. He is the leader of the Truck Series for 2021. Ben Rhodes, second. Austin Hill is third. And Sheldon Creed, fourth. So, interesting couple of races this week for the Truck Series. It's very, very interesting to talk about NASCAR, the Truck Series especially, because the Truck Series, it's not that old. It's about 25 years old, 26, right around there. It started in 1995, and they've done a lot with that series in such a short amount of time, so it's always interesting to talk about that particular NASCAR series. Okay, we have a couple of minutes. We want to talk about today in history a little bit early because there's some important ones that I want to get into a little bit more detail on. 1982, the Falklands War. The British nuclear submarine, the HMS Conqueror, sinks the Argentine cruiser ARA General Belgrano. The Falklands War, that was a pretty important or pretty significant event in the Falklands War.
That was, not to interrupt you, that was the first time a nuclear-powered submarine fired in anger in history.
Wow, and that is very important. A lot of interesting facts about the Falklands War. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting topic to do research on, and if people are interested in military history, definitely do some research on the Falklands War.
What's funny about that too, and I really don't want to get into it on the radio, but I have some theories on why the Argentine Air Force did so well. I don't want to say it now because I have no proof, but it's just speculation, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They sunk 23 British ships. Between that and the XSS missile they got from France, so they weren't too shabby. I mean, UK took a big gamble sending those ships out because if they lost them, that would have been it. They wouldn't have came back.
This week in history was the Chernobyl disaster. And today, May 2nd, 1986, Chernobyl, the city of Chernobyl was evacuated. May 2nd, 1986, massive disaster in Ukraine, and that will forever affect that city. That city is no longer livable, and won't be livable
for the near future.
and definitely not in our lifetimes.
Unless they have they come up with technology to clean it up.
I think I was listening to something, and it said that it would take thousands of years for that to even be remotely safe.
Yeah.
For people to go back into that area. It is very, very dangerous still.
Yeah, definitely spilled the beans over there.
The most important, one of the most important today in history is really in U.S. history. I would say, Osama bin Laden, the suspected mastermind behind the September 11th attacks, and the FBI's most wanted man, is killed by the United States Special Forces.
You know what the headlines were that read? We got him. I think there's a lot of papers. We got him was the headlines, I believe.
Yes. Special Forces, that was in Abbottabad, Pakistan. And that was a very...
He was in Pakistan when they got him?
He was in Pakistan, yes. That was a very crucial...
Is that what it says? Yeah.
Yeah, it was in Abbottabad, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was a very crucial mission. A lot of things had to go right for that to have that
Right.
scenario. And
Right.
a lot of things did go right. Some things went, wrong.
I know they lost
as
a
well.
helicopter. They had to destroy a helicopter.
Yes, a lot of things did go wrong, but the mission was still successful.
I can't imagine President Obama sitting through that. Because I think in his head, doing something like that, and I know the technologies have gotten better, but Jimmy Carter lost all those helicopters in the Iran hostage rescue. Remember hearing about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was a total disaster. So, I mean, imagine, the grace of God, everything worked out good. But, I mean, for those 10 seconds, President Obama, and I believe Vice President Joe Biden at the time, had to sit through that. And, it's like this. It's good everything worked out, but it's probably the longest, out 20 minutes or however long it took in their life.
Yeah. All right, we got one birthday today. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, an American-Canadian wrestler, famous WWE, WWF wrestler, but also a pretty famous actor. He was in Fast and Furious. He's been in the Fast and Furious franchise for a couple of movies now. He's done a very good job at it as well. He was in some other interesting movies as well. San Andreas.
And comedies, too. San Andreas was really good, actually.
San Andreas is really, really good.
But I like his comedy.
Some good films he was in. Moana, which is a animated film, which I heard was pretty good as well. I haven't seen it, but I heard some good things about it. So, yeah. He's been in a lot of good films.
This is a good way to do today in history, because we can kind of talk about it. You don't have to rifle through it so fast.
Yeah.
We can have a little bit of feedback.
Yeah, I wanted some time to do this particular today in history because there's a lot of important.
I think it might be a good thing you should think about doing in the future, because we can really talk about it. We can kind of feedback on it, and because they're a lot of fun to listen to.
Yeah, absolutely. Deaths on this day, we have two of them. 1519, Leonardo da Vinci passed away. Is the Italian painter, sculptor, and architect. Very famous Italian painter, famous artist. A lot of great things that he did in his lifetime that will forever be immortalized in history. In 1972, J. Edgar Hoover passed away. America's first director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The FBI. First ever director of the FBI. J. Edgar Hoover, a very important man in history. passed away on this day. All right, it's 7:59. We're gonna say goodbye, and hope you tune in next week, May 9th. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a great week.
Yep.
All right.
Broadcasting live from the Taunton Federal Credit Union Studios at 14 Church Green, we are AM 1530, WVBF, Middleboro, Taunton, and W259DD, Middleboro Center, 99.7 FM, your hometown
It's
radio
not working.
station.
That ain't good.
No news?
Yep, it's coming. Bye-bye, everyone. Talk to you next week.